Now back in 1992, Nintendo took a big gamble and rolled the dice on a new franchise. They had only been on the home console market for about 7 years, but they had already established themselves as a major powerhouse when it came to IPs. And after a great run in the 8-bit market, Nintendo shifted their sights on 16-bit. The Super NES was a powerhouse of a system upon release. The games that utilized Mode 7 were showcased as the next technological step in home console capabilities. F-Zero had only been a single-player game, but it introduced Mode 7 racing to the world. However, Miyamoto and the development team at Nintendo wanted to create a racer that 2 players could enjoy at the same time, and so development for a new racing game was started. Now, Shigeru Miyamoto, Tadashi Sugiyama, and Hideki Kono would helm this new project. And at the time, there was still no definitive title. The original design was that of a generic racer. There were no specific characters tied to it, but after they placed Mario in a cart just to see how the graphics looked, they loved it and decided to keep him in the game and create the rest of the characters around his presence. Mario and other characters were implemented into the project after just 4 months in, and thus, Super Mario Kart was born.
Let's go racing! It's Super Mario Kart Funny Car Madness! Only on Super NES! Turn the track into a giant mud pit! Or burn rubber on ice, wood, or asphalt! Mix it up with the big boys! See Bowser in his Bigfoot-topping truck! See Yoshi's go-kart really go! Mushrooms, banana peels, turtle shells! Dynamite! Check your rear view and make him eat dust! Or go into battle mode and ruin his day! 2 speeds! Fast and way too fast! It's 2-player fun on the split screen! Only for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System! Now you're playing with power, superpower!
The game would have a total of 8 characters, 7 of them being from the Super Mario Bros. Universe, and Donkey Kong Jr. being the sole character outside that franchise. So while not as fast as F-Zero in terms of gameplay, it shines with its character selection and colorful graphics. This right here is the game that kickstarted not only the Mario Kart franchise, but the mascot racer genre across the gaming landscape. Super Mario Kart will be released in Japan on August 27, 1992, before being released in the States on September 1st, 1992. This game right here introduced what would become the staple of all mascot racing games, the item selection boxes. It also had a split horizontal screen for 2 players, but if you played solo, you could see the entire track below and the location of each racer on that track. It was something revolutionary and really cool to look at when it came out. The racers also had specific capabilities, giving each of them their unique way of handling on the game. It had a total of 20 tracks plus 4 battle mode courses. It was the blueprint for pretty much all the other mascot racers that followed. Oh yeah, and this is the last time we would see Donkey Kong Jr. in the series, as a young ape. There was a planned Mario Kart game for the Virtual Boy as well, but yeah, we all know what happened there.
Mario Kart 64いよいよ登場。任天堂64でしか体験できない新しい迫力のバトルレース。2人、3人、4人対戦プレイなら超面白い。マリオカート64ツインカラーのコントローラーとセットで新発売。
Mario Kart 64 was the second installment in the series. It arrived on the Nintendo 64 December 14th, 1996 in Japan, before it came to the States on February 10th, 1997. The title dropped the Super and went with the 64 that accompanied pretty much all Nintendo 64 titles. This one brought a few new features to the table. First was the 4-player local co-op action. Now, even though the frame rates dropped significantly and the track music is missing when 4 players would race each other, It was a ton of fun and took advantage of the N64 4-controller port design. The tracks were not full 3D, but the characters and their karts were still rendered sprites. This title also introduced the infamous blue shell, hated by many, loved by few. Gone was Koopa Troopa, and in his place was Wario, and Donkey Kong Jr. returned but was now all grown up. Other than that, the remaining roster, it stayed pretty much intact. Oh, also, there's no unlockable characters either. This game also has a mirror mode that must be unlocked by obtaining the gold trophy in 150cc. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, I never got into the Super Mario Kart on the Super NES, but when this title came out, it was a whole different story. The 4-player option was just a blast to play. I wasted so many hours on weekends with my friends playing this game. Little known trivia, the Wario Stadium track in this game is yet to appear on any of the retro tracks in the later games.
Introducing Mario Kart Super Circuit, only on Game Boy Advance. 4 can play off one game pack. Rated E for everyone.
Mario Kart Super Circuit arrived on the Game Boy Advance on July 27th in Japan and August 27, 2001 in the States. Now the first thing with this title is that it was not developed by Nintendo EAD, but rather Intelligent Systems, another in-house Nintendo development team. The roster on this one, it's the exact same one from Mario Kart 64. So if you liked Mario Kart 64, you're gonna feel at home with this one. The selection screen also uses the same character graphics from Mario Kart 64. Now obviously, when you're talking about going from the Nintendo 64 to the Game Boy Advance, graphics, they're gonna take a little step back, sure. But it did have a total of 5 cups instead of the usual 4. It was the first to introduce the use of retro courses, and it brought back courses from the Super NES title. The Lightning Cup was also first used in this title and has been a staple in the series since. There are no hills and there are no steep drops. It's just a flat plain view like the Super NES title, but the graphics on this one are much more colorful. Unfortunately, there are no new characters or weapons introduced on this title.
スピードとは男のロマン。
いらっしゃいませ。
レースとは俺の生き様。
お客様、お客様、お客様。
任天堂ゲームキューブマリオカートダブルダッシュ。
Oh yeah, now we're talking. Mario Kart Double Dash is my favorite one of the series. It originally came out on the GameCube on November 7th, 2003 in Japan, and we will get it here in the States on November 17th. Now the title Double Dash refers to the fact that you're using 2 racers on one kart. You could control both characters if you play solo, or you could have a second player assist you. The title also introduced specialized items that were available to specific character teams, for example, the Chain Chomp and the Heart item. Other first-time features included the ability to choose from different karts. My favorite was, and actually still is, the Bullet Blaster. In all, there were 21 karts to choose from, with some of them available only after unlocking them. We also got new characters introduced to this title as well. We got Princess Daisy, Toadette, King Boo, Paratroopa, Waluigi, Diddy Kong, Bowser Jr., Baby Mario and Baby Luigi, and last but not least, one of my favorites, Petey Piranha. Double Dash was also the first in the franchise to go with full 3D graphics. The gameplay here is just fantastic, I love it. The frame rate is smooth all around and the courses At least to me, they're some of the best. Now, I'm not sure why many people see this title in a negative light, and in my opinion, I think it's highly underrated. But if you've never played it, trust me when I say it's a ton of fun. Try it out. That's if you can get your hands on it, because man, it's expensive on eBay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, who's number one now? Me. Woohoo! I'm the winner!
Mario Kart GP is the first arcade entry for the franchise. It was developed by Namco and Nintendo and published by Namco. Now, because of this, the roster has 3 Namco characters added to the regular Mario Kart lineup. They include Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, and Blinky. The rest of the roster includes the traditional characters from Mario Kart 64. Now, according to online information, this arcade game has 93 total items. Oh, that's way too much for me to go over in this video, but if you want, here's a list for you to check out. This arcade is usually placed side to side with other Mario Kart cabinets for multiplayer mayhem, kind of like Daytona USA and other famous titles out there. It was created on the Triforce board, the same one used for F-Zero AX. It also includes a built-in camera that allows you to take a picture and implement it into the game as your avatar. While it looks great and it is fun, the game was criticized when it came out for its high cost of playing. Even if you win the race, you still have to pay to continue playing. This game has 6 cups and 4 courses each, so that's 24 tracks in total. Now let's do the math. Let's assume it's 50 cents for each play. That means you have to spend at least $12 to get to the end. And I say that because that's assuming you win every race and no replays are needed. But don't let this deter you from playing it. If you happen to come upon one of these racing cabinets, give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. I usually see the cabinets in Dave & Buster locations.
Hot Mario.
S'il vous plaît, s'il vous plaît.
Oh no! Come on! Mamma mia, per favore!
どんな顔したやつやってんやろな。
うわうわうわ Wi-Fi 通信で世界中のプレイヤーがライバルだ。マリオカート DS。うわビリなってもうた。
ただいま。
Now, Mario Kart DS was another favorite of mine. It was the first title in the series to come out first in the States than in Japan. We got it on November 14th of 2005, while Japan got their release on December 8th, 2005. This title introduced 3 new characters, but did not return other characters from Double Dash. New characters were Rob, the robot, Dry Bones, and Shy Guy, which was a DLC character. This title also brought a cool feature into the series, and that's LAN and online play. So if you had internet, you could play against others online. If not, you could partner up with friends for local co-op wirelessly. You had 2 options for this, single and multiplayer card. Single player allowed one person only to have a copy of Mario Kart DS and everyone else could join, but the roster and other options were limited. If all your friends had Mario Kart DS and their system on hand, you could choose multi-card, and all the characters and battle modes are available for use using this option. You also had a feature where you could create your own emblem using a basic paint interface and place it in your cart. This emblem could be seen by other players. This is not the first time this has been done, since F-Zero on the GameCube had a similar option. But Mario Kart DS allowed others to see your artwork when connecting online or during local matches. Another first in the title was the Retro Cup setup, which had the shell, banana, leaf, and lightning cups arranged in certain order. This is the format used by all other Mario Kart games for the retro tracks following this one. There was also 2 new weapons that will become a staple of the series, and they made their debut right here on this title, and that was the blooper and the bullet bill items. Mario Kart DS is easily one of my favorites in the series, and I recall I bought the DS bundle that came with a red DS and this game as a pack-in. Unfortunately, it broke a couple of years ago, but for some years, that was my go-to portable gaming machine. Now, little trivia on this one, I don't know why. This game right here is Rob's only appearance in the series as of the making of this video. What a shame. Mario Kart GP2 was the second arcade outing for the franchise. This arcade was the first Mario Kart game to be fully developed and published by a company other than Nintendo. This right here was all Namco. It was released on March 14, 2007 in Japan and would take a full year before being released in the United States in 2008. The arcade cabinet features the same camera as the first arcade cabinet, but was now called the Namcam. Now this game, unlike the first one, has in-race commentary. This voice is that of Japanese voice actor Koichi Yamadera, a very prominent figure that has done countless work on many anime and video games throughout the years. Way too many to list here, but look him up if you have a chance. The entire lineup from the first arcade returns as well, but this time, Waluigi and Mamechi join the roster. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Before you start asking, Mamechi is from the Tamagotchi game, and it's supposed to represent a full-grown and fully healthy Tamagotchi. This one has all the cups from the first one and adds 2 new cups, the Yoshi and Waluigi cups. Get those wallets out.
Yahoo! Come on! Oh yeah! Hey! Hey!
The Wii was the next landing spot for the Mario Kart title. Mario Kart Wii was released in Japan first on April 10, 2008, and then here in America on April 27, 2008. Alongside this title, it was packaged with the Wii steering wheel, which accommodates your Wii remote and uses the Wii's motion sensor capabilities. This title right here was the first to allow 12-player races, unlike the previous limit of 8. The roster in this one was expanded greatly. Some of the new characters included Baby Peach, Baby Daisy, Rosalina, Funky Kong, Birdo, and Dry Bowser. This brought the roster up to 26 characters in total. This title was also the first to incorporate bikes into the mix. So now you had 18 karts and 18 bikes to choose from, and there are more stats tied to each vehicle. 3 new items were introduced in the game as well: the Mega Mushroom, Thundercloud, and the POW block, or POW block. Mario Kart Wii was the best-selling title in the series, with a total of 37 million copies sold, until it was dethroned a few years later. Small trivia with this one: Paratroopa, Petey Piranha, and one of the Hammer brothers were all going to be in the game, but were scrapped in the end. And that's a shame, because I was really looking forward to playing as Petey Piranha again. I love that character.
Discover the land, air, and sea chaos of new Mario Kart 7. Rated E for everyone.
Mario Kart 7!
Mario Kart 7 was the second Mario Kart entry on the DS. Due to limitations, the roster was trimmed down to 17 total characters. New characters introduced were Metal Mario, Shy Guy, which used to be only available as a download, Queen Bee, Wiggler, and Lackey 2. You could also use your customizable Mii as a racer. This title removed the bikes introduced in Mario Kart Wii, but it introduced gliding and underwater racing sections. It also has the option that allows you to customize your kart using different parts. You can unlock them by collecting coins that are available in every track. With 18 karts, 16 wheel types, and gliders, the options at your disposal for choosing the right kart, they're plentiful. There are also 3 new items introduced in this title: the Fire Flower, the Lucky 7, and the Super Leaf. Mario Kart 7 also allows you to play in first-person view, a first for the series. Actually, in fact, I think it's the only one out of them all to have this feature. Why Mario Kart 8 doesn't have this option, it's beyond me. I think it would be neat. It gives you a sense of more speed. Anyway, Waluigi, I don't know why, he was omitted from this roster. Other than that, it's another solid title in the franchise for playing on the go or at home. You know, whatever guns your engine. Mario Kart GP DX is the third arcade entry. It was released in 2013 in Japan and 2014 here in the States. This title features redesigned courses, gliding, and underwater racing sections as well. The game also has 2 new racing features, Alter Ego and Team Mode. Team Mode allows 2 players to battle 2 CPU opponents, with both players assisting each other as in Double Dash. The Alter Ego option lets you race against ghost records, saved by other players. This one also has in-game commentary as well, but this time it's voiced by Rika Matsumoto, who voices Ash Ketchum in the Japanese version of the Pokemon anime, and Jack Merluzzi in the English version. He did the voice of the announcer in the game Fast Racing Neo. The roster consists of 19 overall characters. If you still had money left over from playing the other 2 titles, this arcade here is not bad. You even get to play as Don Chan. Moving on. Mario Kart 8 was the next installment in the franchise. It was released on the Wii U on May 29th, 2014 in Japan, and worldwide on May 30th, 2014. This one introduced a lot of new features. First was the addition of anti-gravity tracks, giving us the ability to race sideways and even upside down. The ability to add characters and courses via DLC was another feature added to this title. The 200cc was also added to the existing engine speed classes. The roster was reworked and now featured a total of 36 characters plus the customized Mii. The Koopalings were introduced into the roster for the first time, and aside from them, this game also introduced Link, Baby Rosalina, Tanuki Mario, Cat Peach, and Pink Gold Peach. Now if the massive roster wasn't enough, you got 22 karts, 11 bikes, and 4 ATVs. So between all the vehicles and the customized parts, you have tons of possibilities right at your fingertips. I'm sorry, what? That's not enough? Are you serious? Okay, fine, how about this? 32 tracks plus 16 downloadable tracks for a total of 48 courses to race on. Still not enough? Wait, you're serious? Are you freaking kidding me? Okay, fine. In this game, you can also obtain stamps as well. These stamps can be used on Miiverse posts. You start off with 28 stamps, but you can collect 62 more for a total of 100. And if you upgraded to version 4.0 of that game, 10 more stamps were added. That's 110 stamps. That's a lot. This game also is compatible with amiibos, so you can unlock up to 10 costumes that can be used on your Miis. After the 4.0 update, you could get up to 9 more suits for a total of 19 costumes. Nintendo also had a deal with Mercedes-Benz to release free car parts that you can use with customization. There was also specific DLC tied to this deal, as well as other packs that were available on the eShop to buy. So with all that said, somehow Nintendo improved on it when they released
Mario Kart 8!
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This game was released worldwide on April 28th, 2017. Because I guess Nintendo figured they hit the ceiling with Mario Kart 8, I guess they just decided to improve on it and release it on the popular Switch console instead of working on an actual Part 9. So let's quickly run down on the differences between Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U and Deluxe. Previous vehicle parts available via DLC can now be unlocked randomly via coins collected during races. Stats on vehicles and characters have changed. None of the battle courses from Mario Kart 8 return. You can now outrun red and spiky shells in 200cc plus if you have a boost on hand. Racers can now carry 2 items at once. There are now 16 weight classes instead of 9. The matchmaking system has been revamped. The Inkling kids are now part of the roster as well as Gold Mario, and he is available only as a DLC. The battle mode in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is one of the biggest changes in the game. While I did not go over battle mode previously on the other titles, I mention it here since it was really revamped. I mean fully revamped. Previous battle arenas from past Mario games were instead used. And as far as items are concerned, there's no new items. There are 48 courses to start off with, and with the latest update, there are 48 more coming via DLC. On March 18 of this year, 8 new courses were released as part of that Booster Pack DLC. And on August 4th, 7 more tracks were released, all remastered courses, and 1 new track called Sky High Sunday. But with all this content, if you still need more Mario Kart in your life, you are in luck. Mario Kart GP VR is the last arcade Mario Kart title to be released in July 14th of 2017. It came out in North America on August 3rd, 2018. This virtual reality arcade was only released in specific VR arcade outlets throughout the world. The arcade uses the HTC Vive Microsoft Arcade System, whatever the heck that is. Ooh, I like it. Now this title has only 4 selectable characters: Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Peach. But the gameplay and VR experience is what makes this game truly special. I'm not gonna say much about this one and just let the video speak for itself. Mario Kart Tour is the first Mario Kart title to be available for mobile devices. Released on September 25th, 2019, it brings the series to the world of microtransactions for on-the-go gaming. You can choose to pay $4.99 a month to get the Deluxe pack, which lets you access the 200cc category, as well as receiving monthly rewards and access to more racers. Or you can choose to go a la carte, but the prices on that are a bit high. At least they seem to be for me, but I'm not a fan of mobile gaming unless it's on my PSP, Nintendo DS, or Switch. But if you like Mario Kart and do mobile gaming, this game might be right up your alley. There are your standard races and gold races, which are only available to, you guessed it, Gold Pass members. Did I mention it's $4.99 a month? This title also has a massive roster. I'm talking massive, totaling 144 characters. There are also 203 carts available in the game, and you can unlock them all, but will your wallet survive the ordeal? Little trivia with this one: this game won Racer of the Year at the 23rd Annual DICE Awards. Huh? $4.99, people. And we have finally arrived on the last Mario Kart title in the series, Oh, I'm tired. Mario Kart Live Home Circuit was a title released on October 16, 2020 for the Nintendo Switch. This game here is a hybrid title, utilizing mixed reality and blending it with the Mario Kart gameplay. The setup here is that you have actual radio control carts with mini cameras in them, and you can control these carts via the Switch. You create any course layout you want in your house, or pretty much anywhere you have access to. Now unfortunately I don't own this set, so I got no footage other than the teaser and commercials for it, but if you got about $100 lying around and you want to try a new Mario Kart experience, there's no way you can go wrong here. This looks fun, it's innovative. So there we have it, all the Mario titles so far since 1992. Now Mario Kart has sure come a long way since that time. It's revolutionized the racing scene, bringing the mascot racing genre to the forefront and somehow managing to stay relevant 30 years after its release. That alone is a testament to the series and the master game designers at Nintendo. I am curious to see where Nintendo is going to go from here though. I mean, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe seems to be the total package. They hit the ceiling with that one, so I'm not sure what they're going to do next. I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo gives VR another shot in the future for such titles, but who knows. Anyway, what is your favorite Mario Kart of the series? Which is your least favorite? Let me know in the comments section. Thanks for sticking around. I know this was a long video, but the Mario Kart series has so much to offer. And I didn't even get into the details. Stay tuned for my next video and keep an eye out for October. This is when I will be doing my 31-day gaming marathon on Halloween-based games. If you want to get a taste of what that is, check out my 2021 Halloween marathon. Until then, keep watching, keep playing, and as always, take care of yourselves.